Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my socials. My name is Gloria Muthoni, a civic educator from Nairobi, Kenya, and I advocate for sustainability in our day to day lives. And I mainly focus on the 17 SDG goals. So, today we'll be talking about Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which is quality education. Notice, not just education, but quality education. I'm reading from my talking points. So if you see me look it down, just know I'm referring to my talking points. Okay. So, quality education is basically about ensuring inclusivity and equitable education at all levels and promoting lifelong learning for all opportunities. This means that from the foundation level, that is kindergarten level, or what we call the early years, that education should have quality. The education should have meaning. The education should be universal. That basically means use a universal language, for example, English, because I'm very aware in Kenya, my motherland, there are some schools which teach basic education using the mother tongue, which becomes a problem, obviously, as the child develops and gets into other stages of education. So, we are going to talk about technology in education. Technology has helped to bridge the gaps between different states. For example, in whatever I'm studying, I'm doing a master's right now, and I'm doing an online master's degree from Daystar, which is a university in Kenya. And I'm also living in Kenya, but I'm doing an online program so that at least during the day I can go to work, and then in the evening I can have my classes. Technology is also beneficial because it can be tailored to suit an individual child's needs. It's very capable of that. The use of learning aids, real-time learning, easy access to information, like the list is just endless on the positives of technology in education. At the same time, technology has also widened inequalities, where we find that now there are some places which have become so marginalized in the fact that they even lack access to having these computers, they lack access to even tablets, access to mobile phones, and access to internet connectivity, which poses a big challenge because you can imagine a kid in urban areas is benefiting way more than a kid in rural areas. We can also talk about inadequate infrastructure. We get to see that there are many schools, especially in marginalized areas. Again, schools lack facilities. They lack just basic services such as toileting. I'm sure there are some schools here in Kenya where you find that there are shared facilities between the boys and girls. Lack of simple things such as sanitation bins, sanitary for disposing sanitary towels for the girls, and it's not very friendly for learners who are physically challenged. They lack things like ramps. Yeah. We can also talk about teacher shortage. Well, it's a very funny story because in Kenya, actually, a lot of people do education. ECD education, they go to colleges to become P1 teachers. They do the education curriculum in universities, but they lack employment. Yet in the same country, there are some schools with a shortage of teachers. You find that this school has a very huge population, but you have very few teachers to cater for the entire population of the learners. There's also insufficient teacher training, especially attributed to the now CBC curriculum that we are using. We're switching from 844 to CBC. I talked about this in my TikTok video about how our parents did like the 7 years in primary, and then 4 years O levels, 2 years A levels, 3 years in uni. Then us, we did 844, and then our kids, it seems like they're going to be doing the CBC, and it has really posed a great challenge. You can imagine the larger population of the teachers went through the 844 curriculum. That's what they were taught to deliver to the kids, and very few of them go back to school to try and improve those skills, to tailor them to cater for the needs of CBC kids. Yet they're still in school teaching you CBC kids. I don't know. Sounds a bit questionable to me. There's also the issue of financial barriers, inadequate funding, especially in tertiary education, especially in universities. Very, very, very inadequate funding. I remember growing up, we used to have free primary education. So you were just guaranteed kindergarten and class 1 to class 8, you're learning for free. Even if you pay, you just pay like in even your public school, you pay very little amounts of money, very few thousands of shillings. After if you get 5K, some schools, I think it was just entirely free. And then right now, for every service you get, you have to pay money. So that's just a little bit about the quality of education that we're having in our country. And quality education is yet to be met, as children are less likely to attend schools if they live in rural areas. Yes, there has been an improvement compared to a decade ago, with aspects such as FGM, female genital mutilation, that was very rampant in Kenya among some communities. And we have seen a decline in that practice. And this has led to a lot of girls being enrolled in schools. So at least that's a good benefit, because, a long time ago, it just used to be boys used to go to school. People didn't really value the education of the girl child. And so achieving quality education is important because it helps a child to gain fundamental skills such as literacy, numeracy, high order skills like critical thinking, application, and problem solving. Like, yes, you might be street smart, but please, you also need those books. And all of this will provide further learning throughout their lives, because every day it's a learning day. Every day you get to learn new things. Plus, it's also healthy for your mind to be engaged. And I think it's human nature and curiosity. You just want to know, this goes like this, what else can I do to improve these skills? So all children have an inherent right to develop to their fullest potential. So please, wherever you are, if you know of any kids who do not go to school, if you know of any schools that lack amenities, it's very easy for you guys as a community to come together and see what you can do to help schools in your community, because schools in your community are the ones that educate your children who are also members of the same community. So think about that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.